City Sports Network, where tonight from the Plex in Irmo, South Carolina, the American Collegiate Hockey Association and the Southeastern Collegiate Hockey Conference are proud to present the South Carolina Gamecocks and the visiting App State Mountaineers. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for being with us. Dillon Clark with Zach McKinstry, as always. Military Appreciation Night tonight from South Carolina. The Gamecocks enter this one 9-1 on the season. Their opponents 5-2, an opponent they don't know very much about. So the conversation in the locker room before this one, just play your game.
Yeah, the only thing we've seemed to gather about App State is that they have a high-powered offense, have a win 18-2 this season, and a win 19-0. So we'll see if Trip Russell, goaltender for the Gamecocks tonight, is up to task.
Some familiar faces in the lineup, some familiar faces out of the lineup. Many scratches, notably on the back end, Nick Peters and Duncan Hickman. Cam Mecca, Ronan Egan, and Owen Thomas, all healthy scratches just to try and mix things up, get new guys into the lineup. Noah Maddie makes his debut for the Gamecocks. He's one of the practice squad guys. He was kind of that five-man bonus club who didn't make the regular roster, but was kept around for instances like this. And the reason being, Ben Smith won't be with the team for the rest of the year.
Yeah, and some of those players that are scratched tonight are the big reason why South Carolina is currently number 3 in the ACHA South Region and number 1 in the SEC Hockey Conference. So they're big reasons. Excited to see what Maddie can do tonight, see if he can put on a show in absence of Ben Smith.
And Ben Smith out for the remainder of the season with an upper body injury, and so because of that, Nick Peters will take over with the A on his sweater. But as we await puck drop on this one, both teams warming up in behind us. The Gamecocks going with a special camouflage and garnet uniform. You will see those in a little bit. Again, as we said, Military Appreciation Night. The Gamecocks will hold a ceremony and a jersey ceremony of sorts for Corporal Stephen Diaz. We'll get more into him later in his work with the United States Marine Corps, but we'll step aside, and when we come back, we'll try to get that ceremony for you, and then puck drop here. South Carolina and Appalachian State on the South Carolina and the Capital City Sports Network, all presented by SGTV. Welcome back to the Capital City Sports Network. We are underway with the pregame ceremonies here, starting lineups for both clubs. And again, the jersey ceremony with Corporal Stephen Diaz. We'll step aside and let you listen. We'll have the national anthem and then puck drop.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and remove your caps to honor our national anthem performed by Navy Blues. Colors are being presented tonight by the University of South Carolina Air Force ROTC. Gamecock fans, here tonight is Stephen Diaz. Stephen is a Marine who was severely injured by an IED in Iraq in 2005. He has been left with numerous permanent scars to include post-traumatic stress, a severe disorder, and traumatic brain injury. Stephen's military service earned him the Purple Heart and the Combat Ribbon. After losing more friends to the trauma of post-war life than by enemy action, he knew what his next mission in life would be. In 2010, Stephen became one of the founding members of Hidden Wounds. Stephen serves as a program officer and oversees all areas of Hidden Wounds' daily operations to make sure the mission of providing veterans the help they deserve are met. Apart from his nonprofit work, Stephen serves on various boards to help advocate for veterans and to help the community better connect with them. Stephen is a graduate of the University of South Carolina with a bachelor's in business administration. Stephen is a founding member of USC's newest alumni affinity group just for veteran alumni across the country. Steven was recruited last year by Northwestern Mutual and currently serves as a financial advisor. Steven currently lives in Columbia, South Carolina with his lovely wife Laura and 3-year-old son Thomas. Please give it up for Steven Diaz.
All right, welcome back. Well, you've been here this whole time, but we're back now. Zach McKinstry and myself, Dillon Clark, just about ready to go here. Starting goaltenders tonight after you saw Corporal Steven Diaz drop the ceremonial puck. Trip Russell down to our left, 4-1-0 in 6 appearances, 302 total minutes, an .897 save percentage, 3.58 goals against average. Down to our right, Nick Farmery between the pipes for App State. Appalachian State, that's if you saw, that's what tripped us up there in the pregame show. I apologize for that one. Appalachian State, not Appalachian State. That's a sensitive pronunciation issue. But we are down, we are underway, and we are so happy you could join us here. South Carolina and the visiting Mountaineers of App State. The Gamecocks move left to right to start this one out, wearing again their camouflage and garnet jerseys. Special event here for Military Appreciation Night. Mike Bolger taps this one ahead now for Julian Reese. Races ahead, 20 points on the season, leads his team, pulls up, loses an edge there. Plays one on now to Evan Hoey. Center point, lets one go there, and a glove save by Farmery. First save of the night, our first stoppage, with 19:31 to go here in the first period.
Yeah, we talked in the pregame about those healthy scratches tonight. One of them not being Julian Reese, one of the leading point scorer for the Gamecocks so far this year, and we saw him there moving down that left side, seeing the speed against that App State defense so far.
You got to think if he didn't lose an edge there, he might have had a better chance at the net there. A point shot by Colin Burke goes wide. His first game back in the lineup in quite some time. Again, as we said on the back end, Nick Peters and Duncan Hickman healthy scratches tonight in an attempt by head coach Alan Searwater to just get a larger rotation of players through. And so as we see stepping on now, Avery Pruden and his defensive counterpart, Colin Burke. Offensive zone draw. Gamecocks can't win that one back, so the Mountaineers play this one to the near side. Taken to the boards there by Mike Peak, and there you see number 10. The numbers are a bit difficult to see. Noah Maddie making his Gamecocks debut. The sophomore out of Charleston. So around to the far side, it is Maddie. He'll kick for it. Played out there by App State, controlled at center ice there by Colin Burke. Slid all the way across there for Avery Pruden. Fans on the attempt there, and Tytron centers this one. A quick shot there just past the blocker of Trip Russell. Now Chad Lazine on and ahead for Noah Maddie out there with Rob Lawrence. Sidesteps him in. He's got Maddie going towards the goal. Almost a chance there. Noah Maddie, his first good look at the net, couldn't quite control that puck. So with 18.5, this one played out past the skate of Chad Lazine. And now the Mountaineers bring this one back in, shoveled off the glass right in front of Nick Peters there. And so the Gamecocks take over, near side, away from Rob Lawrence. Bit of a mix-up there. Corey Hawkinson races ahead. Joe Collega playing forward tonight. Quick shot there, goes low and wide. Parker West on D now, his first game back in a while. And now Ian Powderly picks this one up. A new look line here. Hawkinson with Powderly and Joe Collega slotted on that left side where typically we would have seen Ben Smith. Collega played some time at forward with the Potomac Patriots out of the USPHL. And now he's got the puck in the slot. Backhander by Collega right into the glove there. Didn't get everything he wanted to on that one, but with 17:54 to go here in the first, another stoppage.
Yeah, early on for South Carolina doing a good job forechecking and making it hard for the Mountaineers to exit there. defensive zone. South Carolina getting a lot of opportunities because of that forecheck. You saw one there, good save by Farmery.
Looks like a completely different team out there. We've got guys we haven't seen in quite some time wearing completely different jerseys, a brand new player to the lineup. And Joe Collega, we got a defenseman playing forward. He's slotted there again, third line right wing with Ian Powderly and Corey Hawkinson. He's got the puck now. Backhander taken away there out off the dasher by Jake Humble for the Mountaineers. Played in behind, a sandwich there. Ian Powderly comes together there with Tyler Oakley. Now a centering pass too far for Corey Hawkinson. Comes out to the blue line, kept on the backhand there by Parker West. Moved up for Corey Hawkinson. Now Ian Powderly's shot goes high and wide. It rattles off the glass, work can be taken by Joe Collega. Center point in Parker West, sends one on goal, and another save. Sticks right to the glove there of Nick Farmery. 3 shots, 3 saves with that glove.
Yeah, and South Carolina's getting it done offensively, as we'll see both teams go full line changes here. But Farmery making a couple big saves so far tonight, but it has been all Gamecocks so far.
And you see stepping on the ice now, wearing 22 in garnet and camo, Hunter Jackal. He's in for Duncan Hickman, and because the way the jerseys were ordered, a number 9 jersey wasn't ordered. And so Jackal wearing Hickman's number 22. And the nameplates on these jerseys aren't actually last names. They're phrases. There's brotherhood out there. There's commitment. There's honor. A couple other phrases out on the nameplates there. Some fantastic jobs done here by Rebirth, the jersey provider for tonight for the South Carolina team. Centering pass there, intended for Mike Peak. Just too far. He's got 3 assists on the season through 6 games played. This one goes all the way down for an icing. So face-off coming back down to our left. And important to note, App State, a short bench.
Yeah, but we saw a first opportunity for App State against Trip Russell tonight. It was captain and team president Jack Rabinovich making a play down the center of that ice. Couldn't quite get the puck around and lost it right behind the goal.
Rabinovich, the senior out of Atlanta, team leader in goals scored. And now a shot there in the slot goes off the midsection of Ryan McGowan. He picks up the loose puck and he wheels it all the way out from behind his own net. Sends this one all the way back down the ice. Icing is called. And so instant replay. Puck comes back down to our left.
Ryan McGowan with the block there was something we have seen a lot of so far this year for South Carolina defensively, especially on the penalty kill. Doing a good job getting in front of pucks and not letting that puck get to the net. Good job by McGowan there. Couldn't execute the pass, and it'll go back to the App State offensive zone.
McGowan, 9 points in 10 games so far this season. One of the few Gamecock players who have participated in all 10 contests prior to tonight, and he's making his 11th appearance this evening against App State. So now the Gamecocks control. This one sent into the slot, intended for Luke Rudman. Now collision, Avery Pruden keeps that puck in, as does Luke Rudman. Now Julian Reese picks the puck out of his skates on the backhand to Bolger in the slot, just too far for him. So the puck comes on now for Colin Burke. A shot redirected on its way. Ends up in the far side corner. The Mountaineers bang this one out off the boards. It's recycled by Pruden, picked up instead by the Mountaineers. Roaring back, Chase Lukes, as he's bodied off that one. And Burke shovels this one ahead once more. Bolger causes a turnover. 3-on-1 develops here. Reese with Rudman floats that one across, picked into the skates there. Follow-up chance, loose in front. Mike Bolger swept that one into a high danger zone. And now he's got the puck. Center point on his forehand. Lets one go. Save made. Knocked down in front. And a dust up in front of the goaltender Farmery. Luke Rudman at the forefront of this one. Pushing and shoving from all around. And the official gets tangled up in it as well.
Now in the last outing for South Carolina against Clemson, we saw a couple of skirmishes early on. And the refs ended that early on by making a lot of questionable calls in the second and third period. Did not want any interactions between the two teams. We'll see if anything like that is going to happen tonight, as the refs are already talking to App State goalie Farmery and getting things settled here.
Cam Mecca got a 10-minute misconduct for that one. He was removed from the game, but it wasn't a disqualification, so no penalty coming on, or no suspension being assigned to him. So now alternate captain Jacques Laforge out of Quebec in the penalty box right now. The reasoning behind it currently being explained to App State head coach Pete Dwyer. A graduate of App State back in 2013. So our first penalty, a rough to Laforge. And the first Gamecock power play will have to wait a little bit longer here. As they wind this one up. Far side, McGowan floats one on and across. Julian Reese streaks back the other direction. Reese down the right side, cuts into the slot on his backhand, gets tangled up there with Rudman, but Reese gets the puck right back. As Oakley walks the line, he's going to pick up the puck as well. Send one back down low, a little bump for McGowan. Now on across, Reese rips one. Redirected off the shaft of a stick on its way to the net. Ricochets up into the netting. And another stoppage here, minute 29 to go on the minor penalty to LaForge.
Good execution of passes on the power play so far. Nice puck movement from left to right, back to the blue line to the point. And a good shot there, redirected high.
30 seconds gone on this Gamecock power play. They struggled on the man advantage against Clemson, but managed to tally 3 short-handed goals against the Tigers last weekend. Granted, 2 of those were empty netters. Final score 5-2 in that one. Gamecocks improving to 7-1 in the SEC, 3-1 in their division. Now bringing this one on, Tyler Oakley out to the right side as we approach 1 minute left on the Gamecock power play. McGowan at the point, on and across now for Reese. Sends one cross ice, back for Bolger. Right-handed shot into the slot. McGowan sends one on goal. Not down in front. The goaltender may not have even made the save. Could have been blocked by one of his defensemen. The puck taken now by Julian Reese at the hash marks. Sends this one back down for Rudman. Rudman on the goal line. Sends one there off the outside of the cage. Perhaps the goaltender as well. It stays out. Bolger underneath for Rudman. Gamecocks getting pretty well set up here in the offensive zone on this power play. 33 seconds left on it. A pass there intended to come back for Tyler Oakley gets cut off and sent all the way back down. Trip Russell out of his net to play it. Now a line change for both clubs. For as many goals as this team scores, this Gamecock team, they certainly have some things to iron out on the power play. Now Hawkinson races back in, lowers the shoulder, and he scores! In and out of the net just as quickly. Corey Hawkinson lights the lamp for South Carolina.
What a goal. Power play coming to an end, 9 seconds left. Hawkinson moving down that right wing, cutting back to the inside. And how about that backhand? We've seen a bunch of backhanded goals so far this year. That seems to work for the Gamecocks. And a beautiful finish by Corey Hawkinson to put the Cocks on top.
Hawkinson works on that backhand for an extensive amount of time all throughout practice. Ian Powderly gets the lone assist on Corey Hawkinson's 4th goal of the season. And so as 10 seconds after we mentioned the Gamecock power play struggling, Corey Hawkinson makes us eat those words, and the Gamecocks are out to a 1-0 lead. Hawkinson has it again here. Races forward with Collega. No icing. Hawkinson was on the friendly side of the red stripe. Collega sends a man into the boards here. He's going to get the puck as well. Going to dodge a few checks and hand the puck on for Corey Hawkinson. Spinning away from his check, it's Jack Rabinovich. Captain for App State. The puck bounces around in the slot area. Ian Powderly whacks his man there. It's controlled instead by Chris Millar. Millar out to the far side, has some trouble with it. App State can't figure out where the puck is. It goes out of play, into the bench, and we'll have another stoppage here with 12:50 to go.
App State so far through 7 games, averaging just over 9.5 goals a game. Very impressive offensively. A couple of big games we talked about in the pregame, but we haven't seen that high-powered offense here tonight. Not a lot of offensive chances. South Carolina doing a good job shutting them down and keeping possession of the puck.
And the irony of the offensive chances so far, the Gamecocks had a prolonged zone time on that power play. Had some solid cross-ice passes, and that's typically the secret to a successful power play unit. But instead, they score their power play goal off the rush and a sweet backhander from Hawkinson. So now out to Noah Maddie. If you're just with us, that right-handed shot is not Ben Smith. It's Noah Maddie in his Gamecock debut. From the goal line, Maddie's got the puck. Sends this one on goal off the pad there. Cheeky little wraparound attempt. The puck comes now instead to Chad Lazine. Bodied off that one. And so it comes near side. Chase Lukes. And this one back at the point. McGowan sends that one down low. A rolling puck right off the stick of attempting to play. It was Cameron Davis. And so now it's Chad Lazine. Close to a point per game player. Having some trouble staying in the lineup though. Lazine, the part of the original gray line with Bolger and Reese. And due to line shuffling, as Lazine gets sent down, emphatically on that one. He bounces right back up, though, and he's got the puck. Taken into the boards there. Lazine against Skylar Ford. Coming on now to join him will be Jake Humble. And the puck comes free now. Mountaineers skate this one out of their own zone. Fresh from the bench, Matt Owen takes his man for a rough ride into the boards, although Matt Owen the only one that goes down. Now Rob Lawrence down the right side, into the slot for Lazine, sends one on goal, and a nice blocker save there by Nick Farmery. Matt Owen at the blue line, sends one down the lane there, and it's redirected just wide of the net there, taken by Rob Lawrence. A bouncer back out to the point. We're going to be taken on by Colin Burke, and he gets crunched into the boards as well. Jacques Laforge not afraid to throw his weight around, even if the target is 6'5". Alex Siegfried sends this one back in, a separated line change here for the Gamecocks. 11 minutes exactly to go in this one. Now a loose puck in front. Siegfried waving at that one. Miscommunication on the breakout pass there for the Mountaineers, and the Gamecocks pouncing on it, as now Siegfried has it out of the corner. He gets sent down as well. And now Michael Peak trips in behind the goal. Puck gloved down by Avery Pruden, skies this one out into the glass there. It looked like that was destined to go into the crowd. And now they'll use the glass again. Back and forth here. Siegfried has it into the slot. He can't hang on to it though. Following on is Mike Peak. To the backhand around the left side. Peak still with this one. Avery Pruden pinching down low, knocked of control. And now it comes to the boards where Alex Siegfried, who's been on for a long time, trying to go to work there against Carter Metzger. Up the wall now it comes Avery Pruden. Bit of a five-man battle going on for that one. The Gamecocks have it. It's Peak. Peak out of Chantilly, Virginia. Another one of those guys that's bounced in and out of the lineup. He's in it tonight, trying to make the most of his appearance. And now Burke's shot redirected in front. That one ricochets to the near side glass. Rolling around the goal this time. Back in front for Siegfried. He's been on for at least a minute and a half. He approaches 2 minutes. He can't even move his legs right now. One on Colin Burke. Sends this one off the boards. Picked up by Julian Reese at the blue line. Sends this one in, intended for Luke Rudman. A stick lift there, courtesy of Justin Thompson. The puck floats off the boards there. A roller out through center ice. Bolger goes down. A bit of a collision there in center ice territory with Johnny Kelly. Now in behind the goal, Parker West. Intercepted there by Kelly. Move back down low there, Chris Millar. And now at the point, App State holds this one in. Long shot, redirected in front. It comes free for Aiken Carter. Back out at the point, Johnny Kelly has it on the backhand. He's going to have to contend with Parker West. That puck squirts up and over the shoulder of Luke Rudman, back through the skates of West. And the Gamecocks bring this one on and ahead. Julian Reese battling for it. Nice play there by the Mountaineers. Falling to his knees is Johnny Kelly, but he got the puck into Gamecock territory. Back it comes to the App State zone. D to D, it's Kelly off the boards once again. One-handed in nicely there by Chris Millar. It goes all the way back down for Tyler Oakley. Plays this one up off the wall there. Taken by Evan Titron. Intercepted, and back the other way comes Julian Reese. Plays it in and floated on the secondary chance. Luke Rudman, he's howling for a line change. And so the Mountaineers will start once again. All the way back into Gamecock territory. And an icing here, our first one in quite some time. 8:27 to go, 1-0 South Carolina.
Long stretch of play there. App State making a couple mistakes in the offensive zone. Bad giveaways there, but nothing to come of it for South Carolina. One of them by LaForge out in front of the net, but it caught South Carolina off guard as well, as they couldn't get to the puck.
Alex Siegfried looked like he was gripping the stick a little bit too tight there. Had a couple of good opportunities in front of the App State net, just couldn't capitalize. And now a long shot there, rings off the goalpost. Joe Collega flicks one. Now the rebound goes just wide. You heard that heavy metal shot. Now it's Powderly in the slot there. Collega shoots another one. And another glove save there by the goaltender, Nick Farmery. .929 save percentage headed into this one. And another face-off forthcoming.
Farmery making another good glove save, but Collega, awkward angle from the left side there, hit the goal post. And that made a loud ring, certainly got the fans up in arms, ready for something to happen, but nothing to come of it for South Carolina. 8 minutes to go here.
Some extra instruction from the official here as the face-off ensues. Ian Powderly got the assist on the Corey Hawkinson goal, but back in 2016-17, he scored 51 goals for the Baltimore Stars, his Maryland junior hockey team. So Powderly, a guy with a scoring touch, although he's a few years removed from that 51-goal season, and scoring 51 in this league is highly unlikely. There's a howitzer there from Evan Hoey. Rainbows up into the air. It's easily gloved there by Farmery.
Yeah, it looked like Farmery was calling a fair catch there. Had tons of time. Can of corn there.
Solid catch there by the App State goaltender. He's been active with his glove. He's made more saves with his glove than any other piece of his equipment so far through this one. So Noah Maddie steps in to take this one. They'll rule that that face-off was dropped improperly. So that'll bring things all the way back down. Trip Russell waiting patiently. And has Trip Russell had to make a save yet?
I'm not sure he has. App State, not a lot of opportunities so far, and when they have gotten the puck in the offensive zone, they've managed to turn it over.
May have been one opportunity where the pass went just too far for the Mountaineers' stick. Would have been a solid opportunity. Would have forced Russell to make a save, but couldn't connect on the pass. But meanwhile, they'll try to take this one out of their own zone. Trying to sidestep Pruden there. It comes out towards center. Backhanded away there by Rob Lawrence. Controlled by Colin Burke. Sends this one back in past Chad Lazine. A little bump pass. Back out for Burke. Sends one past the official. Farmery back to play this one for App State. He'll leave it for Carter Metzger. And now far side, Burke throws this one on the backhand into the slot. It bounces now to the feet of Metzger. He's going to poke this one ahead. He's got some speed here. Metzger down the left side. Centering pass there. Intended for Chris Millar. Comes off the boards in front of the Gamecock bench. Bouncing puck knocked down. Redirected twice. Two big saves by Trip Russell. A third save. He kept the puck out. Unbelievable from Trip Russell. And now we've got more. Colin Burke throwing haymakers. Chad Lazine going after him. And it looks like Chris Millar on the receiving end of all these haymakers. An even keel hockey game until 14 seconds ago.
Yeah, and that action picked up real quick, Dillon. That all started by Metzger. Nice touch on the puck to get around his defender and working his way down the left side towards Trip Russell, and then an opportunity out in front, and what a save by Trip Russell. Initially getting it just with his stick, and then that puck bounced underneath him. A whole scrum of players out in front of the crease, and he lies on it. Once he got up, that puck was sitting on the line. Incredible stuff from Trip Russell coming out of a cold streak there.
Well, you see the athleticism of Russell there as we've got some Gamecock players in the penalty box. It's Burke and one of the Mountaineers as well. But talk about a turnaround. Last time Trip Russell played, he came in relief of Liam Gormley during that equipment malfunction in the Clemson game. Surrendered a goal on 2 shots. It was an absolute laser from Nick Baltus up over his glove hand. So his debut in this game, a long spread of inactivity, and then 2 or 3 spectacular saves there to keep this game at 1-0.
Yeah, and you saw him teasing the referee there after the face-off. The puck rolled all the way down to him, and he was acting like he wanted to make a save. Who would have thought? 15 seconds later, he would have to make the biggest save of the game so far.
Lawrence and Burke in the penalty box right now for South Carolina. We can confirm Colin Burke. Right now, about 90% sure that is Rob Lawrence sitting in the penalty box next to him. Lawrence second on the team with 23 penalty minutes, though it looks like he will be assigned penalty minutes number 24 and 25 on this one. He is second only to Cam Mecca. Not usual that you're, well, he's not the leading scorer right now, but one of the most prominent offensive players. It's not too typical that he also leads your team in penalty minutes.
Starting to sort things out here.
Unsportsmanlike conduct penalty coming up to Chris Millar. All of these penalties happening at the same time. 1 to App State, 2 to South Carolina.
Always something in these South Carolina games.
Always something.
A lot of aggression, a lot of action. It's fun out here at the Plex.
So the neutral zone face-off will be the result on this one. Unsportsmanlike conduct for Colin Burke, a cross-check for Rob Lawrence. And so the result will be a 5-on-4 power play for the Mountaineers. This one bounces out towards neutral territory. Picked up by Mike Peake. He's got a 2-on-1 here with Matt Owen. Peake down the right side, sends it across for Owen. He shot it just wide. Lost that puck there for a second. Maybe making a save there. Could have been Nick Farmery. And now the puck comes back. App State on the power play. Flying hit there by Evan Hoey. Coming back now. Matt Owen actually makes contact. This puck flung all the way down. And coming out of the net to play this one will be Farmery. Plays this one up and ahead. Controlled by Carter Metzger. Peake now back for Hoey. He shoots that one up and redirects off the stick of Metzger. Right on the App State net. Heads-up play there by Farmer to keep the puck away from Peak. Evan Hoey, one of the premier Gamecock penalty killers, having him back in the lineup certainly makes things easier for them in that aspect. Plays the right side. Now this puck brought on through. Nice move by Jacques Laforge. He sends one on net. Another glove save by Trip Russell. And some more after from Ryan McGowan and Laforge. Hoey pulls McGowan away from Laforge. And so nothing more will come of that one. Nice heads-up play there by Hoey.
Yeah, smart play by the team president to keep his man out of that argument. Now Laforge talking to the referee, trying to keep things calm here. Not too often you'll see a 2-on-1 shorthanded, though, to open up this power play for App State. South Carolina getting the puck, and Owen Thomas with an absolute grade A chance down low. Just sent that one wide, and App State caught a break there. A minute left on this power play. We'll see if they can get anything going.
That shot right off the face-off. Nice little play there. Carter Metzger wins that one forward. Trip Russell ready with the stick, and so deja vu here, except for a quick line change here. Justin Thompson goes off, and coming on now, Captain Jack Rabinovich, and he scores! One-time shot on the power play, Jack Rabinovich. A laser from 60 feet out. 5:56 to go in the first period. We are tied at 1.
Yeah, he didn't need to be on the ice long. Came on for about 3 seconds, got the puck on his stick, and the first time he touched it, he sent a laser from the point. That one got by Trip Russell. Good shot by the captain, team president Rabinovich, to put App State on the board.
They'll actually give the goal to Carter Metzger. It looked like it may have been tipped on the way there, and it was. So Metzger from Rabinovich.
App State getting back in this game with 5:56 to play. Good offensive opportunity on the power play.
Pair of power play goals so far in this one. Hawkinson for South Carolina, Metzger for App State. This puck into the slot now on the backhand, played down by Hunter Jackal. This one out off the boards. Jackal swats at it again, and it's taken now by Mike Bolger. Into the skates of Julian Reese. He has a hard time locating it. He sends a man down because of it. Dan Rose gathers himself off the ice. And now down the right side, it's Bolger. Sidesteps a man, couldn't hang on to the puck. He goes in to get it himself. Bolger around the goal, and Farmery sends one into the slot intended for his center, Julian Reese. Now backhanded down low by Avery Pruden. It bounces out. It can be taken by Evan Titring. Turned over, though. Gamecocks have it. Little 1-2 pass there. Julian Reese. That puck too far for him, so instead, App State takes over. The Gamecocks take it right back. A centering pass there for Reese. Couldn't turn it on the backhand. Now Rudman sends one. It goes in. A loose puck sent home on the backhand. Luke Rudman. 2-1 South Carolina.
Gator Rudman picking up his 7th goal, 12th point of the year. Good poise by him as that puck bounced around out in front. He managed to find it off balance, found the net, and another backhanded goal. Good shot by Luke Rudman out in front of keeper Farmery to put the Gamecocks right back on top.
Scored a couple of goals. Well, he scored the goal, the shorthanded goal, to get things off and running for South Carolina against Clemson. As Zach said, 7 of them on the season. Although this one comes at even strength, it is our first such goal of the hockey game. Mike Bolger gets the lone assist on the Rudman goal. So back now with this one is Chad Lazine. He's on with Rob Lawrence. Chad Lazine gets body, but Lawrence gets the puck. Sends one across now. Hoey settled that puck down. Top of the circle, sends one towards the net. Too far and too wide there for Noah Maddie. So far side it comes Chad Lazine against Skylar Ford. And now the loose puck taken here by App State. They'll try to clear the zone. It comes now to Millar. Backhanded, back in by Hoey. In between the wickets there of Skylar Ford. So South Carolina gets in after it. Rob Lawrence now on the half wall. A crunch there. And the puck turned over. Maddie down low for Chad Lazine. Now it's loose in front for Rob Lawrence. Lawrence back onto the point now. Hoey, a slow brand of hockey. That shot there ricochets off the stick of Chris Millar. The fans ducking in behind the App State net, and a stoppage here. 4 minutes exactly left in period number 1.
Yeah, Evan Hoey with the hardest shot on this team. I'm sure the fans were scared that one would have taken their heads off, but a great pass by Rob Lawrence to find Hoey at the point. with a lot of space there.
Yeah, you got to respect the torque there, going off the stick of Evan Hoey. In behind the App State net, Joe Collega, not afraid to throw his weight around. You've seen that so far through this first period. He's had a couple of bone-jarring hits as he's gotten after the puck right now. It rolls up the point now. Corey Hawkinson filling in on defense right now. Now Parker West, he sidestepped there, a nice move. They go on goal. West tries to get back there. It's loose in the slot still. Tytron tries to get after it. Now Ian Powderly sends this one up off the high glass. It goes off his helmet. Tytron, and now taken to the boards is Corey Hawkinson by Lukes. Lukes and Tytron against Hawkinson and Parker West. Now finally it comes all the way back, where it can be taken and controlled and escorted out by Tyler Oakley. Redirected on the backhand by Joe Collega. He goes after himself and wins that loose puck battle. Collega right around in front, a 1-2 pass, and it goes in. They score! May have been tapped home by Hawkinson, could have been touched by Ian Powderly. Either way, 3-1 South Carolina.
Beautiful goal there, catching Farmery off guard. Farmery not sure if that puck had gone all the way around the net. And a good job finding his man out in the slot, as it looks like Hawkinson will get the goal, putting that one home. Impressive goal for him. And the Gamecocks strike again.
Off to a bit of a slow start in this season, Corey Hawkinson. Missed a few games. Well, I shouldn't say that. He's only got a couple of games under his belt now. Now he's got 5 goals. Escaping my mind that Hawkinson missed a considerable amount of time with an injury. So now 3-1. As this puck taken back in, Matt Owen swats at that one. Joe Collega, Ian Powderly getting the assist on the goal to Corey Hawkinson. Now a long shot goes wide there off the stick of Jack Rabinovich. And so now on and back. Taken through center ice by Avery Pruden. Sends one now for Matt Owen. Drops it back, intended for Michael Peake. Taken instead there by Justin Thompson. And now it rolls on free for Colin Burke. Up the wall for Peake on the backhand for Matt Owen. It rattles past Carter. And so now Colin Burke with 2.5 to go in the first period. A 2-goal lead for the home squad is now Michael Peake down the right side. Has a couple of Mountaineers to contend with. Sends one on goal. Quick save there by Farmery. The rebound taken into the corner now. App State out off the high glass. Colin Burke able to hold that one in. Although taken back out. Burke, secondary opportunity held in, and a stick save by Farmery on the long shot from Burke. It bounces to the far side. Jacques Laforge sends this one down too far. Hunter Jackal only able to get a touch on it. So he'll restart this one out for Burke. Missed touch on the pass there from Burke. It goes in behind the net of Trip Russell. And so Jackal has to start things out. He has some trouble with that one as well. App State on the forecheck. They'll drop this one back for Peake. Has some time. He likes to go to the air. That one too far for Mike Bolger. Line change on now for South Carolina. Rudman off the turnover here. Couldn't hang on to that puck. And now Bolger tries to do the same. Reese follows on. Performs accordingly. And now Bolger sweeps this one in with 90 seconds to go in the first period. Julian Reese, a collision in the corner away from Carter Metzger. The lone App State goal on the board so far. It rolls up to the point. Poked out on the backhand. It finally rolls in on goal off the stick of Julian Reese. Perhaps the skate of Luke Rudman or Jake Humble. And so another stoppage here.
South Carolina's played consistently on offense, and App State chances have come quickly and not as often. When they do get those chances, they seem to strike and to catch South Carolina off guard. So South Carolina, the Gamecocks during this intermission, probably going to talk about staying strong on defense and not falling asleep at the wheel up 2 here.
And a 2-goal lead, the most dangerous in hockey. We'll see how they act with it. So off the defensive zone draw, the Mountaineers win this one back. Played away there by Cameron Davis. And now it rolls up ahead through center ice to Chris Millar. Nice defensive play, way to get back there by Mike Bolger. Strips his man of control, sends a sky pass all the way back out for Luke Rudman. It's going to be a 50-50 battle there. And beating his man back to it, a solid effort there by Justin Thompson. Rudman along the half wall. Gamecocks throw a bouncer out in front, loose there. Farmery gets on top of it, solid play, and now more. Rudman takes a man down. That'll draw a crowd and some officials, and most likely some penalty time as well.
Dangerous bounce there out in front of Farmery. App State lucky that he was paying attention, managed to smother that. Once again, as you said, Dillon drew another crowd out in front of the crease. And more action between these two teams. Starting to create a little bitterness, a little rivalry between these teams that don't meet that often.
Typically it takes a little longer than that. App State playing out of the Carolinas Conference, in there with East Carolina, College of Charleston, Old Dominion, High Point, William and Mary, teams like that. Not a frequent visitor here to the Plex. Certainly not as frequent as teams like Clemson. Long shot shrugged off there by Trip Russell. The rebound taken by Parker West. The pass, Hawkinson intended there for Lawrence. But it comes instead now all the way back neutral territory, spinning over his left shoulder is Skylar Ford. Sends this one into the Gamecock end, taken away by Parker West over the red line. West now over the blue line, into the slot, rejected. Comes back out for Tyler Oakley, sends one on and across. Now right back for Parker West. Sends that one back in, one of two South Carolina natives on this Gamecock team. Well, three now with the addition of Noah Maddie. Swept back in, kicked that there nicely by Parker West to keep that puck in. And the aforementioned Maddie centers one there. Follow-up chance, Gamecocks have it as time expires. Chad Lazine, he shot the puck into the net. The buzzer had gone. They'll rule no goal. So Chad Lazine with one goal on the season. He was a split second away from goal number 2. They may have gotten the shot off before the buzzer went, but clearly puck didn't cross the goal line in time.
Yeah, he had to take a second to gather that puck, couldn't get it one time, and once he got that shot off, it was beautifully placed. Top right corner. No chance for Farmery, but that clock expired. He wanted it, but he will not get it. South Carolina going into the intermission with a 2-goal lead.
So a different looking Gamecocks team here. A different looking visitor in the Mountaineers. The score through 20 minutes, South Carolina out front by a score of 3-1. Thanks to goals from Corey Hawkinson, a pair of them, and one from Luke Rudman. We'll step aside, and when we come back, an intermission interview with a mystery Gamecock player. We'll answer those questions in a moment here on the Capital City Sports Network, presented by SGTV. Welcome back to the Capital City Sports Network. 20 minutes in the books. The Gamecocks in front, 3-1 over the visiting Mountaineers. I've swapped out Zach McKinstry for newest alternate captain Nick Peters. Nick, welcome to the booth. Welcome to the broadcast.
Appreciate it.
Bit of a different view up here as it is on the ice, and you're standing down there by the Gamecock bench. What's kind of been your point of view through the first period of this one?
I feel like it's been a little sloppy. Honestly, I think we're playing pretty well just because we're a little more talented. I think in the locker room we talked about just making some tape-to-tape passes and just slowing the game down a little bit.
It's a team you haven't seen too often. I mean, you see Clemson 4 times this season, yet this is the first time you've ever seen App State. What is the approach when it's a completely anonymous club that comes to town?
Exactly. Honestly, in the past, we haven't really played a club like this, so they have a different style of playing, so we just got to adjust to it. And obviously, in the first period, you see there's a little sloppiness to it, but I assume we're going to adjust in the second.
And so your new responsibility is a little ironic. You don't play your first game as alternate captain, but again, Ben's out, you're in. Again, not the best circumstance, but what does it mean to you being a sophomore now with an A on your sweater?
Yeah, obviously we got great leadership on the team. Obviously a lot of guys are capable of filling that role, but it's just reiterating playing good, smart hockey and making sure we get W's at the end of the night.
Good stuff, Nick. Thanks for being up here with us. We'll step aside when we come back. Second period here, South Carolina and App State on the Capital City Sports Network, presented by SGTV. Welcome back to the Capital City Sports Network. We are just about to begin period number 2 here. Teams have switched sides. The Gamecocks on top 3-1. Again, if you're just with us, a pair of goals from Corey Hawkinson, one from Luke Rudman, and the lone goal for App State coming off the stick of Carter Metzger. So underway here in the second period of this one. Gamecocks moving right to left. A centering pass there by Bolger comes all the way out to McGowan. A long shot knocked down in front. Bolger couldn't get to the rebound. Instead, it's Jacques LaForge. Out to the far side. Evan Hoey races back for South Carolina on this one. Plays it on the backhand. Didn't get all of that one, though. So underneath, App State couldn't control, and the Gamecocks have it. Near side, lead pass across there for Rudman. 2-on-1 develops. A little too far for him as he had Julian Reese streaking there. Another centering pass intended for Reese. Goes out under the stick. Ryan McGowan back to play it for the Gamecocks. Back and forth. Tap pass sent back in there by App State. 40 seconds gone in the second frame here. Hoey plays a backhander away as Chris Millar attempted to hit him, so the puck comes free out, controlled there. It's Reese, a shot, save made there by Farmer. He didn't even go down in the butterfly. It hit him right in the goal stick. 19:07 to go in the second, and Reese is denied.
Yeah, Farmer had that stick cover in the 5-hole. That's where Reese tried to go. Leading goal scorer for this Gamecock team. Shut down there to open up this second period. Good save by Farmer.
I mean, it looked like Farmer didn't even react, though. That was a dangerous save selection there. You know, I mean, he was strong on the stick, but typically goaltenders go down to have their pads there as a backup.
Strange breed, the goaltender.
You can say that again. So sent back down. The Gamecocks have it. Chad Lazine denied of a late first period goal. Clock expired right before he got the shot off. So now Lazine follows that puck all the way around. Johnny Kelly plays it up there for App State, where it's taken on now by Humble. Puck taken away, though, by Rob Lawrence. Played out off the dasher. Too far for Pruden. Following on now, Evan Titron. Triton sidesteps him and kicked that there by Rob Lawrence. And can't be corralled there by Avery Pruden. So App State in their own zone. Wheeling away now with some speed. Carter Metzger out to the near side there past Colin Burke. Gamecock chant erupting here from the Plex. A hit there in behind the Gamecock net. Avery Pruden. He's taken to the boards there by Chris Millar. It rolls up the boards, played all the way back out. Racing after this one, kicking it into high gear, will be Parker West. Noah Matty, rather. Again, those numbers are a little difficult to see up against the camouflage backing of the jerseys, though. Long line change here for South Carolina in the second period. A big hit by Joe Collega, his third of the game. So the puck comes now to Corey Hawkinson. Out off the goal line. Hawkinson back to the point, and Jackal walks, fires one, redirected in front. It goes wide. Powderly tries to pick that puck up. He does. In the face-off circle, back to the point, in Jackal again. It goes out off the boards there, and behind the net, Skylar Ford plays this one away. Wrapped back in there by Tyler Oakley. On now to the stick of Joe Collega. Little back and forth battle that out off the stanchion takes a fortunate bounce for the Gamecocks. And so it's taken back in now by Oakley. Walks, sends one across. It's Jackal. Takes the shot there, and it rang off the goal post. Unbelievable opportunity for Hunter Jackal. He scored against Tennessee, but the ACHA took the goal away from him as he sends another one there. So he can't beat the league, he can't beat the goalpost, and now a delayed penalty in behind the play. It'll come against one of the two teams there. The whistle was blown rather. At about the same time, both teams touched the puck. They'll send Ian Powderly to the box. Both players to the penalty box. A little unusual here. Typically when it's a delayed penalty. Oh, it is just Powderly. It looked like Carter Metzger was standing in front of the penalty box there. It looked like he was going to go in, but it's Powderly alone.
And we'll see what this Gamecock penalty kill can do. App State already has a power play goal in this one. And this is a big chance for them to get back into this game. Hunter Jackal with a prime time chance right there. Good pass from Powderly to find him. Wide open on the point and hit the pipe. Unfortunate bounce for him.
He's going to be seeing that one in his sleep. And just talk about the nicest guy, Hunter Jackal. He's worked his way up into the lineup here for South Carolina. Plays the game the smart way. He doesn't play it flashy, but the Gamecocks now back shorthanded, just too far for Michael Peak as Ian Powderly in the box for roughing. Back at the 16-minute mark. So back ahead on the power play. Here comes App State out to the far side. Chase Lukes He will ride the wall all the way around one hand. This one back to his point man. Forward Jack Rabinovich. D-to-D far side. Wrapped back in by Jacques Laforge. And Hoey controls in behind the net. Floats this one all the way out past center ice. It rolls all the way down. Farmery back to stop it for App State. Out to the near side in Rabinovich. It rolls out towards neutral territory. Taken on the backhand there by McGowan. Short-handed. It's Peak breaking in now with Noah Maddie. Peak down the right side. Sends one just wide. Farmery stayed on his feet again. A follow-up chance there, a headhunter. McGowan sends that one high. Farmery just ducked out of the way. The puck went wide. Now Maddie still short-handed. Gamecocks in the midst of a line change. Sidestepping a man is Rob Lawrence. He gets tangled up with the official. And so the breakout pass coming on now for App State. McGowan gets in short-handed. He's got Lawrence in front of the net. McGowan going on goal, sends one there. And a blocker save by Farmery. McGowan gets his own rebound here. 38 seconds. Gamecocks will be short-handed. Played back out, wrapped back in. Nice play there by Colin Burke. Set up. Farmery to Rabinovich. And now App State still can't get cleanly out of their own zone. Burke floats this one on goal yet again. A power play goal so far in this one. App State struggling on the man advantage here in the second. They look disheveled.
Yeah, and South Carolina with more opportunities here.
Another turnover, 8 seconds to go on the man advantage for App State. As the puck bounces out in front of some fans here. Now it's Hawkins, 2 goals already on the night. Turns the corner there, wraparound. He scores! The hat trick for Corey Hawkinson. 4-1 South Carolina.
And hats are flying here at the Plex. We already got a couple on the ice. Hawkinson, beautiful wraparound. We've seen a lot of wraparound goals this season. It's something South Carolina's been working on. And the play behind the goal from Corey Hawkinson is phenomenal.
3rd hat trick of the season. The other 2 belong to Julian Reese. All 3 of them have come in this month. Well, the first 2 came in the month of October. And here in November, we've got our first hat trick. Unassisted goal number 3 on the night to Corey Hawkinson. Just a great heads-up play there by Corey Hawkinson. They'll rule that it was at even strength. The player had stepped back onto the ice here. Just a great heads-up play there. Hawkinson knows Farmery's a shorter goaltender. Shorter goaltender means shorter legs and makes it a little more difficult to cover wraparounds on that one. You can see Hawkinson, by the time his hip was to the back post, he had already had it dialed in that he was going to come around to the other side and shoot that wraparound shot.
Yeah, Hawkinson doubling his season goal total today. Had 3 on the season and up to this point this year, and now is up to 6, 12 points on the year for him. And an impressive season for the young Corey Hawkins.
Had 16 points in last season's competition, as this one stopped there by Trip Russell. So in his 8th game, Hawkinson adds 3 more goals. 6 and 6 for 12 points.
And you talked about how he was away for that stint with that injury. He certainly hasn't played like it since he's been back. Phenomenal play from Corey Hawkinson.
It was a hip injury that Hawkinson said he wanted to wait until he was 100%. There's another save here with the glove by Trip Russell, and that's one of those injuries you don't want to rush back from, because when you rush back, you can re-aggravate it. And if you want to talk about someone who's re-aggravated injuries, look no further than the Gamecock bench. Head coach Alan Sirois pulled his groin again in men's league the other night. And he says he pulls it at least once a month because he never liked stretching when he played in the Coast. So now he's reaping the rewards of that as a penalty in behind the play. A tripping call. Parker West pleads his case. He will not escape the penalty box, however.
Another chance for App State here. They've done a good job so far, and right now Rabinovich is a little riled up. Didn't like that one, and he's going to want an opportunity here to try and get his team back in the game.
And Rabinovich, again, the leader on and off the ice. He's the team president. They practice. This was one of the things in our conversation with Jack Rabinovich before the game. App State practices at 12:20 a.m. on Thursdays. So they leave for the rink on Wednesday for practice. They don't get there until Thursday. And the rink is an hour 45 away. As racing back shorthanded is Reese. Pulls it to the forehand and he scores! 10 seconds into the power play for App State, Julian Reese pots a shorty.
We talked about the South Carolina power play earlier in this game and how they'd struggled up to this point. But shorthanded on the penalty kill, they have been incredible. Last time out against Clemson, they had 3 shorthanded goals, 2 of them empty netters. But here tonight, they have played great, a lot of opportunities shorthanded. And here, 10 seconds into the App State penalty, working down, beautiful goal by Julian Reese.
There's a bit of concern there as Tyler Oakley gets the lone assist. There was some concern as Alan Sirwat essentially sitting his top 5 players that typically start out the hockey game, but Julian Reese and company here have assuaged those fears for sure. Now Reese, another shot there, out off the high glass. It stays in, shorthanded for another minute and a half are these Gamecocks. And now playing this one back down low, fighting off a check is Bolger. Sidesteps a man, tries to curl that one around Skylar Ford, he can't do it. So it drifts on back to Tyler Oakley at center ice. With that, Oakley has his 8th assist on the season. He's eclipsed last season's point totals. Had a goal and 7 assists for 8 points. Now he's got a goal and an assist, 8 assists for 9 points. So far here in 2018-19. 2019-20 rather. The years all run together sooner or later. About 13 minutes to go there. Chance right around in front. It rattles in. A power play goal here for App State. A play that kind of came out of nothing. Solid play in behind the goal. They capitalize on the power play. And now it's 5-2.
Yeah, and I'm not sure Trip Russell knew what happened. He's currently talking with Reese right now. Looks a little upset. That puck moved across the slot and went back. And that whole half of the goal was wide open. Tapped in by App State. And suddenly that 5-1 lead is trimmed down. And some of the momentum taken away from the Gamecocks.
Chase Lukes with the assist to Jack Rabinovich. Rabinovich's 2nd assist so far on this one. There's a high shot there, goes wide. 2nd power play goal of the evening for App State. So a power play goal and a shorty scored on the same penalty. As now Hoey sends one into the slot there, loose there. Joe Collega vacating the cage there is the goaltender Farmery, and the net is dislodged from its moorings. So we'll have to restart once again. And it really seems like anytime the Gamecocks get some momentum in this one, App State is right there, closely behind, just trying to pick up the pieces and keeping the Gamecock team from getting too far out ahead.
Yeah, and I talked a little bit earlier about those inconsistent bursts of acceleration for App State. They seem to capitalize on their opportunities. Their 2nd power play goal here tonight.
It's a case of 1 step forward, 2 steps back for the visitors as a shot goes back to Evan Hoey. He fires it wide. It bounces in behind the goal. Taken there by Hawkins, and 3 goals already. Turns out, shoots one on net, loose in front, and a quick whistle there. That puck sitting right in the blue paint. The official lost sight of it, though. So the linesman raced back in. Farmery will have to collect himself here. Again, the only goaltender that traveled with the Mountaineers here, so he's got to stay healthy.
Yeah, we've seen a couple of App State Mountaineers rattled here early. It was Johnny Kelly slow to get up earlier in the 2nd period as he skated slowly to the bench, took a seat for a bit, and he has been back out since. But App State playing with a short bench, they got to be careful.
Off the draw, it's Collega. Pulls this one into the slot. Watch closely there. Hoey has this one on the backhand again. It rattles through the slot area. And out of the corner now, Corey Hawkinson with Ian Powderly playing this one down from his stomach. Looked like Carter Metzger. And sent down there is Hawkinson. Centering pass there for Collega, and again a quick whistle. The net knocked off as Farmery makes a save. And down behind the play is Carter Metzger.
I believe that, yeah, Metzger's very slow to get up. He's limping his way over to the bench, literally just talking about it. Hope I didn't jinx him, but he's skating over to get looked at by the training staff. App State only bringing 14 members with him on the trip. We'll see what head coach has in store, switching things around as the net gets reset.
And 3 players out for the Mountaineers, unable to make the trip due to flu-like symptoms. Those will hit any team like a ton of bricks. So no penalties on this one. Back on his feet on the App State bench is Carter Metzger. And so an offensive zone faceoff won by South Carolina, controlled by Lazine. Sent across there. Burke pulls it to the forehand, sends one loose in front. Again, a quick whistle. That puck in and out of the glove quickly of Nick Farmery. So another whistle coming here.
Yeah, that's a tough break for South Carolina. That puck hit up high and immediately bounced out. I guess the ref had a bad angle there, couldn't see the puck completely, but you would expect him to play that one out. South Carolina not happy. Beautiful pass across the full sheet of ice all the way to Colin Burke. Colin Burke getting a clean shot off, and then a save up high by Farmery. But that puck was loose the entire time.
It didn't even lay in his glove for a moment. It squirted in and out. That puck never took a breath. So now Burke off the draw sends one into the slot. It's redirected off a knee, picked up now with some speed back the other way is Dan Rose for App State. He gets taken down, but shovels the puck back in, so Burke has to take it. Off the near side, a play into the slot now, picked up by Lawrence. Joining the rush is Noah Matty. Lawrence down the left side. Matty goes on goal, spinning this one into the slot. It's Lazine, the shot upstairs. He misses it high and wide. Chad Lazine getting chance after chance here. Just waiting to capitalize on it. A pass into the slot there. Backhander by Lazine, and again, kicked out by the left pad of Farmery. Up the wall there. Rob Lawrence turns it over. That puck intended for Avery Pruden. He's going to box his man out, Chris Millar, but he's got the puck. Millar alone, stops up, sends one on goal, and he scores. A breakaway there for Chris Millar. Makes it 5-3 with 11:18 to go in the second period, and App State down but not out. They are clawing their way back.
Yeah, App State moving that puck up after a plethora of offensive opportunities for South Carolina. Pruden looked like he was going to take the man and let the puck move back, but somehow managed to slip around Avery Pruden and get a chance in front of the net for a good goal, and now suddenly back to a 2-goal game.
Face-off one here by South Carolina. Millar's goal comes unassisted. Now a long shot there by Oakley. Redirected off the shaft of Farmery's stick.
Yeah, and there's those short bursts I was talking about. South Carolina seemed to be controlling possession, getting good chances, moving the puck around well. Saw Lazine with a couple of big shots, and then immediately App State with a chance on the other end, and they executed.
App State has to make the most of their opportunities, and they've done so thus far. Now, point shot there by Jackal Farmery. He gets the shoulder on it. He got it up just in time. Farmery crouched over to try and see through the screen. And Hunter Jackal, he's typically known for his defensive style of play, but he's gotten a couple of real good looks on net so far in this one.
Yeah, hit the bar earlier, and a laser of a shot right there from the point.
So Jackal keeps it in, moves it now to Matt Owen, plays this one across there. One-time shot by Oakley, goes off the goalpost, and it goes in. Yes, it does. They score. Tyler Oakley rattles one in, 6-3 South Carolina.
How about that? A lot of shots from the point tonight that looked dangerous. You saw a couple of shots up high on Farmery, excuse me. A couple of shots up high on him, and suddenly Oakley goes low with a slap shot from the point, hit the post and goes in. He'll get that goal, and South Carolina back out to a 3-goal lead.
Fortunate bounce there for South Carolina. Off the post, off the goaltender, into the back of the net, and now back with a vengeance. Mike Bolger sends one there. Farmery makes the save. Loose in front, it goes in! On the rebound, Gators got another one. 2 goals in 6 seconds.
Farmery caught off guard again, makes the initial save, but that puck scrambles out in front, and a good job getting to that puck, putting enough on it to squeeze it towards that goal, and Farmery couldn't get the stick out to make that save. South Carolina cruising right now.
Ryan McGowan gets the lone assist on that one. A pair of quick goals here from South Carolina. Erases any momentum App State would have had on that breakaway goal by Millar, which was 3 goals ago at this point, but only about 2 or 3 minutes. And the Gamecocks are scoring them quicker than they can be announced. So now McGowan pinches back in. As we approach the halfway mark in this hockey game, the Gamecocks have 7. Out off the hash marks. Quick shot, and they score again. There it is. Julian Reese, he knew he was going to get one at some point. He's got one, and now he's got another.
Julian Reese has been the cornerstone for the South Carolina offense this year. Already cruising. has a couple of goals here tonight.
He's got 15 on the season, and that meets the goal lead mark from last season. Cam Mecca had 15 back in 18-19, and that took the whole year. Julian Reese has 15 here in November.
Yeah, and already up to 22 points as well. He's not only scoring goals, him and that line have been very effective. He's already got 7 assists, as App State is going to take their timeout, rightfully so.
Rudman and McGowan getting the assists on that one. Ryan McGowan back-to-back assists here as the Gamecocks score back-to-back goals. So the score now 8-3. Alan Searwatch still has some words of wisdom and direction here for his Gamecock team. Defensive coach John Kochlenberg looks on. The equipment manager and trainer Alan Gordon on the bench there as well for South Carolina. Those are the members of the coaching staff left to right as they appear on the bench. Kochlenberg, as we said, spent some time with NC State, rather. Played some time out west in junior hockey leagues out in Utah. And now a bouncer into the neutral zone here. LaForge bodied into by Matt Owen. Loose puck taken, poked away there by Parker West. Swept back in, delayed icing, or delayed offsides rather. And so Avery Pruden has some time to wind this one up. Stretch pass off the stick of Matt Owen. It rolls back in. Carter Metzger beats it back for the icing here. So a game that was close through the first period. And all of a sudden, 8-3 is the score. The shots were 12-6 App State through 20 minutes. And so now, the train has gone completely off the rails.
Yeah, and that just goes to show for the explosion of this South Carolina offense. They have so much talent all across the board, and anyone can get that puck into the net.
Anyone can get that puck into the net. No one's been doing a better job of it than Julian Reese. Again, as we said, 15 goals in the season. He's 1 goal shy of his 3rd hat trick. Corey Hawkinson has a chance at the trick, as does Luke Rudman. As Pruden gets knocked off the puck in behind the net, Matt Owen comes to help him out. Now a delayed penalty. We'll see who it's against. There was some scuffles going on in behind the play in the far side corner. Avery Pruden has some words for the head official. He's less than satisfied with the call, so that indicates that it will be Pruden that's going to go sit for 2. So team president Evan Hoey getting involved. Again, typically Cam Mecca does the talking. No captain is on the ice. Again, the whole Gamecock captain crew. Cam Mecca, the captain, Ronan Egan, the alternate captain, as well as Nick Peters out of the lineup tonight. So the leadership role falls amongst the players.
True, and this game up until the last 2 minutes has been about special teams. 2 power play goals for App State, and then the shorthanded along with a power play for South Carolina. So we'll see what happens on this penalty for App State.
Unsportsmanlike conduct, the call to Avery Pruden. So App State perfect on the power play so far in this one. They are 1 for 1. The Gamecocks are 2 for 2. Sprinkle in some shorthanded goals. We've got 3 goals in the special teams category.
Yeah, and South Carolina, excuse me, Dillon, 4 shorthanded goals in the last 2 games. Very impressive from them.
The number of men on the ice does not matter, at least to these Gamecocks. 11 goals so far in this one. Still got about 29 minutes to play in it. Now, point shot there. Off the stick of Trip Russell, Jack Rabinovich just held that puck in, but he couldn't do it a second time. So it rolls all the way back down where it can be taken by Farmery. Thompson behind the net, watched by Chad Lazine. Breakout pass too far there. Corey Hawkinson almost had a chance to break it up. Roaring back ahead now, Chris Millar out to the far side, has a goal already, sends another one there, and Russell makes the save. The rebound tipped all the way back out. Solid defense there by the Gamecock penalty killers. Hunter Jackal has had a considerable amount of ice time in this one. No question and no surprise, as he's been tapped to lead the Gamecock penalty kill. So now 46 seconds remain on the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty to Avery Pruden. This one a slow roller. One-handed by Evan Hoey and lofted all the way back down. 140-foot saucer pass all the way in behind the net. Now look out here. Farmery spins that one away from Rob Lawrence. Turned over, though. Great forecheck by Noah Matty. All alone in the slot is Lawrence. He can't get it out of his skates. Lawrence button hooks around the hash mark, sends this one back out, makes the smart play out to center ice. Ryan McGowan lofts this one all the way back in.
Yeah, one thing to notice there, Farmery getting super lazy-daxical in net. That puck coming back to him on the clears for South Carolina, and he's just sitting out of the net, slow to get back into it, and South Carolina creating chances.
In and out of the glove there of Farmery. So penalty time has expired. The Gamecocks probably got more shots on goal on that one shorthanded than the App State power play did. And so Trip Russell out of the net to pick this one up. Hoey out off the boards for his defensive partner, McGowan. Now Rudman with 2 goals already. Stretch pass there, too far for Julian Reese. He gets on his horse, tries to get after it. But he can't beat out the icing here. 7:05 to go, period number 2. 11 goals, unevenly divided. 8 for South Carolina, 3 for App State.
You know, very quick. All these goals coming fast pace, up tempo, out of nowhere. A slow first period. We went into the break with a 3-1 score. South Carolina trying to get that goal before time expired, but it did not count. They certainly made up for it here in the second period.
Long stretches without a goal, like you said, and then all of a sudden an explosion for 4 goals in 1 minute and 4 seconds. Now back is Bolger, a 2-on-1. Bolger shoots that one. Farmery makes the save, makes the rebound stop as well. 2 big saves to deny Mike Bolger. So now with it is Rudman, wanders in, fires one off a shin guard. The rebound comes back out to Gator. He's going to send that one across. Kick that there by Julian Reese, a backhander, and a follow-up chance there. It goes in and out, may have off the goalpost. Farmery makes another big save. He kicks the net off. 3rd or 4th time that's happened. And the result, no goal.
And this Mountaineer team has really lost all of their energy, slow to get back, and the South Carolina forwards, so many chances on net. Standing on his head is Farmery.
He looks absolutely gassed, and he's still got a lot of hockey left to play. He's faced a decent amount of shots, but not an overwhelming number. Again, the Gamecocks only had 6 shots in the first period. I wouldn't imagine they have more than 15, maybe. I wouldn't say more than 15 so far in this second. Now, granted, almost half of them have gone in. But it's been an active night in net here for Farmery. Now, again, it's Reese's shot. Farmery makes the save. He puts the glove in behind his pads to make sure, yep, the puck's still there. And so another stoppage here.
Yeah, and that's another thing you have to deal with, being on the road and being tired. We've seen that in the only Gamecock loss this season to Tennessee. They went down there, a very late puck drop in that one. Very tired from the bus ride and couldn't get it done on the ice just to come out Sunday and win by a large amount.
One of the stranger situations so far in this one, as this puck rolls into the corner here. Played back out, and it'll stay inside the zone here. A redirection in front. That Friday night game in Knoxville, an 11:15 p.m. start time. The Gamecocks didn't show up until 11. Now it's Powderly, a 2-on-1. He pulls up, sends one across in the open net. Couldn't be capitalized on there. Fanning on the attempt was Joe Collega. He's going to be seeing that one in his sleep. Now back the other way come the Mountaineers. It's Rabinovich. Fires one on goal, and Russell makes the save there down low with the pads. Bolger picks it up. Wanting this one, it's turned over at the blue line, and now taken by Joe Collega. Skates it out to the left side. Collega fires one there, and it goes off a shin guard as well. Johnny Kelly credited with the block shot. Back out, Hawkinson spins off his man there. A pirouette on the ice, tries to sidestep another man. And so the Mountaineers fire this one underneath their own net. Around to get it is Ian Powderly. Pokes that one up through the wall again. 50-goal scorer, 51-goal scorer back in 2016-17. He will settle for 11 goals, 9 assists for 20 points in last season's campaign. As this puck is stopped. Had 4, 5, and 9 to start tonight's competition. He's got at least 1 assist. And we're running out of slots here on the score sheet. 3 more goals, and we'll be scrounging for some extra paper. As this one lofts in on goal after a redirection on its way. Smothered there by Farmery. So when the shots aren't blistering up towards the top corner of the net, Farmery has been able to control his rebounds so far in this one. Not a lot of rebound goals, maybe 1 or 2. but he's done an okay job of smothering the puck when his team needs him to. A backhanded pass there by Matt Owen intended for Parker West, but back the other way come the Mountaineers. Aiken Carter, as the puck ricochets back in, it's picked up by Parker West for South Carolina. Long stretch pass off the skate of Michael Peak. It's turned over, picked up, taken into the boards there. Chris Millar by Tyler Oakley. Now the far side, the puck too far there for Mike Peak. Out off the boards, pinching in now is Wes. Wes towards the net, he's carrying a man with him. Another wraparound attempt there, and Farmer, he makes the save. He gets the blocker on top too. That puck was covered, at least for a moment there. That could have been a quick whistle too, but what a save by Farmer.
That's a couple of times tonight we've seen him go full spread, doing a couple splits in net. Big save there, covering everything on the ground, preventing that wraparound like the goal we saw earlier tonight. And South Carolina with some more offensive opportunities, trying to just blow App State out of the water here.
Yeah, do you think that play looked familiar? Mike Peak taking a page out of Corey Hawkinson's book. The only difference, Hawkinson scored. At the point, held in by Hoey. He will elect not to pinch on this one. And it comes back now over the red line. Gamecocks try to fight this one back into offensive territory. They do. That'll send Noah Maddie after it. Maddie sends one into the slot there. Could have gone to Rob Lawrence. Instead, it comes back free. Ryan McGowan swipes this one back in. And so after it, Rob Lawrence picked up there, backhanded away, and accepting a big hit from Lawrence is Justin Thompson. Maddie battles in the corner there with Tytron. And Tytron trying to box Maddie out. Can't box out Chad Lazine, though. Goes back to the point past Evan Hoey. Tried to put the skates together. And now stopping this one is Trip Russell. Hoey out of the corner here to his defensive partner in McGowan. Plays this one off the boards. Fresh from the bench, Julian Reese. Out, across now. It's Lazine down the left side. Hollering forward is Reese. He's going to get the puck. Can't hang on to it, though. It comes free now at Rabinowitz. LaForge out past Evan Hoey. He's going to take a solid shoulder there. And so Burke wraps this one off the near side boards. Picked up by Julian Reese. He's got some room here. 2-on-1 across for Gator. In the slot, a backhander. Big save there by the App State netminder, robbing Rudman of a potential hat trick goal. Now a shot there goes wide again. Colin Burke at the point. Swipes this one back down low for Bolger. Sends one on net. Rebound loose in front there. Solid block there. Jacques LaForge denies Rudman again. Two opportunities for Rudman on one shift. As now back the other way come the Mountaineers. An easy pad save by Russell. Held into the line. Point shot there off the leg of Colin Burke. It's swiped back out. Held into the line. Fired on goal. Blockered away by Russell. And now taken to the corner by Colin Burke. Swept on now. Winding this one up is Julian Reese. He plays this one a bouncer. Swiped at again by Johnny Kelly. Waving at it with the backhand, but now it's Rudman. Rudman spins off Kelly. Backhands one on now for Bolger. Approaching 2 minutes left in the second period. Kelly off the boards, held in the point by Burke. Fired in. Paddled aside by the goaltender. Oakley jousts for it. It's finally played back out by the Mountaineers. And Colin Burke has some options. He elects to skate it in. And now fire it in. Where it can be pressured there by Julian Reese. It comes up the wall. Bolger has it. He's got some men breaking. Bodied off the puck. Loose in front. It's Reese. A backhander. He scores. Reese again. The hat trick. 9-3 Gamecocks.
Yeah, Julian Reese racking up the points. Another hat trick. More hats come onto the ice, but he is the beneficiary of a wonderful pass by Mike Bolger, trying to get shoved off the puck. He goes to the ground, but manages to get a stick on it and send it to a wide open Reese in front. And Reese, cool as a cucumber, forehand, backhand, slots that one home. Gamecocks go up 9-3 here towards the end of this second period.
His third hat trick on the year from Bolger and Powderly. A hat trick of hat tricks this season for Julian Reese. I believe they call that the Ovech trick, if you remember that commercial from about 10 years ago. Certainly dating myself a little bit here. 90 seconds left in the second period. The Gamecocks just recently make it 9. A pair of hat tricks in this game. They belong to Corey Hawkinson and most recently Julian Reese. Now Collega down low for Powderly, loose in front, an opportunity. Tries to stretch that one across for Hawkinson. And now Powderly from the goal line. Takes a wide circle here. In the slot, drops it back. Jackal fires one. And another save. Another stop for Nick Farmery.
And another solid opportunity for Jackal. Jackal has had some great shots from the blue line. He's been very impressive tonight. As we talked about earlier, only has 2 assists on the season. Has the 1 goal that was taken away by the ACHA.
We know he has a goal.
Yeah.
That's what matters. You know he's got a goal. We know he's got the goal. But App State has the puck right now. They'll take it out, stretch it out wide, and fire one on goal. Russell making an awkward grab at it with the glove there. Fortunately for him, it hits him in the elbow and drops down nicely in front of him. So a face-off coming to his right. That save, it just looked uncomfortable for him.
Yeah, and once again, that might be a result of being cold. App State, not a lot of offensive opportunities since their last goal.
That play knocked down in front, turned over though by Evan Hoey. Couldn't get all of that puck on his backhand. Now it's stretched back out. Parker West down the right side. West, the defenseman playing forward, sends one into the slot. It's Peak now, the chance. Big save again by Farmery. Michael Peak still looking for his first goal in a Gamecock uniform. Charlie Miller and Ben Smith out there giving Peak the business. he's a target. Mike Peak is the little brother of the team. He's the guy everyone loves, but the guy everyone loves to harass. And when you can't capitalize there, you know you're going to get it. So a point shot by Hoey. He got the stick under that one. Now loose into the slot for Matt Owen. It comes back on for McGowan. Dishes to Hoey. Backhands that one into the slot. It's taken back out. And now picking up some speed is Carter Metzger. Metzger with Humble knocked down in the slot there. Follow-up chance goes wide. That one off the stick of Aiken Carter. And now 16 to go in the second. And a penalty in behind the play. Gamecocks will be shorthanded for the remainder of the second. And a little chunk of the third, barring an App State power play goal.
Yeah, and a dangerous play there by no fault of anyone on the ice. It looked like Metzger was making a move, blew a tire, went to the ground right when Evan Hoey went to go make a hit. And that could have been a dangerous play as he went to ground, but glad to see he's okay. App State will go on the power play again with 14 seconds, and we'll open up the third period on 1.
This puck drifting back down on Farmery. West getting slapped with a roughing minor. And time expires in the second period. An explosion. 8 goals in that second period. The result, 9-3 South Carolina. Still with 20 minutes to go. We'll send you to a break. We'll gather our thoughts. We'll try to find some more paper to write goals and penalties down on. And when we come back, it'll be the third period here on the Capital City Sports Network, presented by SGTV. Welcome back as we get ready to start third period here from Irmo. South Carolina leads App State 9-3 with 20 minutes left to play. A minute 47 left on the Parker West roughing minor there at the tail end of the second. The Gamecocks will have to contend with that one. Gamecocks 2 for 2 on the power play so far, and they've got a short-handed goal. This is only the second power play for App State. And so off the draw it comes to Evan Hoey, a backhander. Goes all the way back out. Julian Reese, 3 goals in this one. Now he's playing the penalty kill. And the Swiss Army knife for South Carolina races in after it. It causes a turnover. Reese short-handed, fires one there. It goes up off the shaft of Jack Rabinovich's stick. Now drifting all the way back out for Ryan McGowan. He'll send that one cross ice. Reese, the lone forechecker. Nice little fake there by Rabinovich. It goes underneath, swung all the way around, past Carter Metzger. Reese away from Metzger, picked up now by Rabinovich. Watched closely by Reese. He's gonna come up with a full head of steam over the red line, into the zone, sends that one a stick save by Russell. He's got some trouble with the rebound. He'll cover up here with a minute 3 left on the App State man advantage.
Yeah, and what's new, another Julian Reese shorthanded opportunity. Taking the puck away from App State, tired in their defensive end. And Julian Reese getting a good opportunity.
Looking forward here, as this puck stopped by the App State netminder Farmery. The Mountaineers will have their home opener next weekend. Again, in that conversation with Jack Rabinovich, team captain and president, App State only has 3 home games this season, as it is more expensive to play a home game, as Michael Peak is stopped there by Farmery. It's more expensive to play a home game than it is to play a road game, which, when explained, makes sense, but it's not something that you would think about right away.
Yeah, it's crazy for App State having to travel so far to their rink. Something else that this team has struggled with, a lot of travel.
If you missed that early on in the broadcast, App State has to travel 1 hour and 45 minutes to their home rink for practice once a week and for home games when they do have them. And that practice slot on Wednesday night, they get on the ice at 12:20 in the morning on Thursday, and they get off about 1.5 hours later. And then they've got 1 hour and 45-minute drive all the way back to App State. I believe it's in Boone, North Carolina.
Surprising they couldn't find a rink in Boone.
A well-traveled group. And so they'll have 30 more seconds here on this power play. Again, a team that beat their most recent opponent, University of Mary Washington, by a score of 18-1. Now finds himself down 9-3 to the number 1 in the SEC, South Carolina Gamecocks, number 3 in the ACHA South. A team that squeaked into the regional tournament last season due to a couple of teams dropping out. The Gamecocks now find themselves in the top half of the division. Played ahead here by Burke. Penalty time expires to Parker West. So 1 for 2 now on the man advantage are the Mountaineers of App State. In behind their net, this puck rolls all the way out. While we're discussing schedules here, this is the last home game in 2019 for South Carolina. It sounds a little strange here with so much time left in the year. But the last home game before the end of the semester, the Gamecocks go out on a series of important road trips. First, they head out to Blacksburg, as this shot swallowed up there by Farmery. They head out to Blacksburg next weekend to play Virginia Tech, and then they'll swing back down to play Wake Forest on their way back to Columbia. And then it's on to Georgia in the following weeks, Kennesaw State, Georgia Tech, and the University of Georgia to round out 2019 for South Carolina.
Yeah, those games you mentioned between Georgia, Kennesaw State, Georgia Tech, very important for this team. App State with an opportunity shut down. They have, as we talked about a couple of times this season, the SEC tournament is you have to be invited. Not every team gets invited. So it's important to win those division and conference games for the Gamecocks.
South Carolina 3-1 in divisional play so far this season, 7-1 in the SEC. Now Lawrence, a shot save made by Farmery again. Oddly electing to stay standing. Now a delayed penalty in behind the play. Lawrence collided with Farmery, who off this icing will not have to skate to the bench. So Lawrence going to sit for a pair here. Another penalty, South Carolina. He's being beckoned by the official. He tries to sneak off to the bench. Again, Rob Lawrence, second on the team in penalty minutes. Although he's making his case, trying to chase down Cam Mecca for first.
Yeah, very physical Gamecocks team. Always racking up a lot of penalty minutes.
And they seem to toe the line sometimes between hard-fought penalties. Okay, you were battling for the puck, and then silly things in behind the play, like going after a goaltender, or an extra chirp that to the ear of the official goes a little too far. So, again, 9-1 to start the season. You can't have too many complaints about that one. But the penalties like that, those are the penalties that come back to bite you when you play tougher opponents later on in the year, like the Gamecocks will when they head out on the road in the latter half of November.
Yeah, definitely played well so far this season and well tonight, but there are a lot of small things that Coach Alan Serwa is going to want this team to clean up.
Howie bodies a man off the puck there. Minute 22 to go on the man advantage for Appalachian State. 1 for 2 on the power play so far. They send this one across the seam there. It pinballs around off the skates of McGowan and Howie. Now picked up by their LaForge. It goes off the outside of the cage. Picked up there at the blue line by Millar. And now racing back off the turnover is Hawkins. 3 goals already on goal. Sends one in. He scores. Corey Hawkinson, first career 4-goal game. And South Carolina hits double digits.
Yeah, nothing Farmery could do there as another ad coming onto the ice. Hawkinson showing off that speed, working down the left side. And once he had beat his man, moving in on the crease was easy. Faked going with that backhand, went out to the forehand, and wrapped around that goalie pad for his 4th goal of the game. Impressive from Corey Hawkinson to make this one 10-3.
Second time this season, the Gamecocks have put up double digits on an opponent. Last time they did it was back in Knoxville. And again, that 11-1 win on Sunday morning.
And another shorthanded goal.
That makes 2 tonight, 5 in the last 2 games here for South Carolina as Joe Collega steamrolls another Appalachian State player. He lost his stick in the process. Comes all the way back out to the neutral zone. Collega collides again there, getting involved with Justin Thompson. Collega seeking the revenge of Thompson there. The result is a shoulder into the glass and the puck back down behind Trip Russell's net. Pruden sends one off the wall, held into the point there, fired there, long range. It goes perhaps off the blocker of Trip Russell. Stays out of the net and rolls all the way back down. Final attendance figure for tonight has just been delivered to the broadcast booth. 518 on hand to witness this one. Less than Clemson, more than the home opener. Attendance continues to boom here as the Gamecocks, again, in the midst of a 9-1 season, most likely en route to a 10-1 start here. The attendance figures are not surprising.
Yeah, and Friday nights at the Plex are becoming must-watch content. You see all these fans starting to chant USC now, packed up, standing room only. Love to see the growth of hockey here in the South and here at South Carolina.
And really, in a state where the 2 most professional hockey teams are the Greenville Swamp Rabbits and the Stingrays of Charleston, rather. The 2 most senior members of the hockey community here. It's great to see in a place, the middle of the state, where there really is no hockey except for the South Carolina Gamecocks. The Gamecocks do all this to grow the game, and bring all these fans out here. So meanwhile, it's Burke. The Gamecocks have put up double digits on their opponents for the 2nd time this season, and still 14 minutes to play as this puck rattles around in front of the net of Trip Russell. Bolger takes a shoulder. A flying check is received there by Julian Reese. Spinning out there at center ice is Chase Lukes. And now Lukes sees that puck played past him. A rolling puck taken now by Julian Reese. He wants to match Hawkinson's 4-goal mark. Winds it out, far side, knocked down there. Farmery makes the save. He sprawled out. The puck still loose in front. And now it's picked off though. Bolger sends one intended there for Rudman. Played away by the stick of Farmery. All the way back down, it's held at the line. Jackal winds one, fires in, a save there. It's loose in front again. Second time you saw that puck into the chest protector of Farmer. He bobbled it, except this time the official didn't blow the whistle. Behind Farmery's net, it loops all the way back out into the neutral zone, where Julian Reese can play it. Out of Manhattan. On a 6-game point streak. That'll certainly continue here. He's got a handful of them here, and a loose puck in front. They'll poke away at it, Ian Powderly, and the official will wave it off. He was pushing at the goaltender's pad. It's unclear if that puck was in the net or not. The fans in behind the net certainly seem to want a goal, just as badly now as they did when it was scoreless in the first period. But they will not get that goal they so crave. We remain at 10-3.
Looks like Rabinovich still on the seat of his pants, but Powderly, once he beat his man, he just sat there in the crease with the puck right there. Good leg strength there by Farmieri to keep that puck out, as Powderly was poking on it for quite some time.
Powderly off the draw here, pulls up in the slot, fires that one. It goes way over, out of play. It hit one of the guys taking pictures over there in a Nylander alternate jersey. He didn't even see that puck. It came just a little bit wide of his head. So a water bottle exchange here between Trip Russell and Michael Peake. The official hands the loose bottle to Peake. Russell back to his net. The faceoff dropped 200 feet down to our right. And it ricochets off the stick of Hoey. Powderly poking at that one. It's backhanded back out to the point where Hoey can corral it, fire that one on goal. It pinballs around again. Off a pair of skates, it goes in behind the net, where it's gone after now by Noah Matty and Chad Lazine. Lazine to his president, winds and fires that one. A high shot fought off by the blocker, again of goaltender Farmery. In behind the net, a wraparound chance again, loose in front. Lazine couldn't capitalize on it. Roaring back the other way comes App State, and a solid defensive effort there by Evan Hoey. Has some trouble with the aftermath of that play. But he brings it in himself now. At the top of the circles, Hoey gets spun out there. Back to his feet. And the puck down low by Chad Lazine. Lazine winds, sends that one off a skate. Lazine actually more of a baseball player throughout his high school career. His passion was baseball. Hockey was just the game he kind of liked to play casually. But now as he came to South Carolina, his interests and focuses have shifted. Now the puck just too far for Matt Owen. Out of the corner now with McGowan waiting patiently at the blue line. Again, Ryan McGowan, one of the few players who's played in all 10 and now 11 contests so far this season. He's got a handful of assists so far tonight, bringing his total to 10 helpers on the season. And that should be good enough for the team lead. So rookies leading the charge all over the place.
Yeah, tonight has been incredible. Even with the absence of Captain Cam Mecca, senior leadership from Duncan Hickman, and the second leading point scorer, Ronan Egan. All of them out tonight. It has been very impressive play from this young South Carolina team.
Matt Owen now turns the Jets on, recovers the puck in the corner now, skates back towards the point. Gets some help there for Michael Peake. It's knocked down in the slot, and App State brings this one out. It's Rabinovich. Over the red line into the South Carolina zone, fires that one. A knuckle puck after it's redirected off the stick of Avery Pruden. Haven't heard much from him so far tonight. Struggled with a bit of a groin pull in practice a few weeks ago. He may still be nursing that. As now in behind the net is Parker West. Up and down year for Pruden as well. He's had some equipment malfunctions to deal with. Again, in Knoxville, his skate blade holder, that white plastic part that connects to the boot of the skate, actually broke free from the skate. And you can't skate when you got your blade flopping all over the place. So he's finally gotten his skates fixed. He's back on the ice now and follows the play up as Mike Peake goes in behind the App State goalie. Essentially tackles a man there as a delayed penalty will be forthcoming. Peake still with the puck. It'll come against the Mountaineers. Trip Russell to the bench. Extra attacker on. As joining the play, not in time, is Mike Bolger. Finally touched up, and we have a hold. App State shorthanded yet again. Gamecocks to their third power play opportunity.
And they've capitalized once on the power play tonight, but more goals coming off the shorthanded penalty kills for South Carolina. Can't stop talking about how incredible that is to pick up 5 shorthanded goals in a 2-game span. We'll see if the man advantage will serve with a better outcome here.
3 power play goals in this game, 2 shorthanded goals. And now another opportunity here as Farmer gets the glove on top of that loose puck. And the Gamecocks playing a non-conference opponent here in App State, playing out of that Carolina Hockey Conference. Only the 3rd time they've played a non-conference opponent. The other 2 were against Coastal Carolina. And a big hit there out of the corner. Fighting off a man is Ryan McGowan. The Gamecocks 2-0 against non-conference opponents. More than likely on their way to 3-0, barring a 7-goal comeback here from the Mountaineers. As they play this one out of the far side corner, it's Colin Burke. Shrugs off a couple of defenders. Sidestepping a man now is Oakley. And now Bolger. They send it all the way back down. Ryan McGowan, the only left-handed shot out there for South Carolina. 4 defensemen out there for the Gamecocks. Jackal, Burke, Hoey, Ryan McGowan up playing forward. Tyler Oakley, all 5 defensemen out there for South Carolina. And an Alan Sirois original. When the score runs this high, as Oakley's got some trouble with it, Trip Russell comes out to assist him. When the score gets this high and the margin as wide as 7 goals, a shot there, save made by Farming. You saw that puck drop down. I'm not sure if the camera could pick it up, but you saw Farming had that puck, and the puck dropped right there like Farming laid an egg. The puck sat right down there in his feet. The official blew the whistle here, but again, not an opportunity the Gamecocks are exactly counting on to win this game.
Yeah, currently laying back a little bit. You see the physicality start to drop a little bit with 9 minutes remaining. Some of the fans in attendance deciding to leave. South Carolina out to a big lead here and out to a great start to the season. As you mentioned, 10-1 on the season, 6-1 in conference, and 5-1 within the division. And one of the better starts for this Gamecock team in recent years.
Certainly the best start, at least since we've been here. Remember years past where the Gamecocks would struggle. They would dig themselves into these early holes. They'd go down 2-0, 3-0. It'd be 3-1 at some point in the second period, and perhaps they'd make it 3-2, but then the opposition would just roar on back and extinguish the flame of the Gamecocks. But as this one is stopped by Farmery, that doesn't seem to be the case in this one. It's the Gamecocks who go out to early leads. They protect them, they hang on to them, and if they can't find them, they battle for them. Such was the case in Clemson at the beginning of the season. They go down 2-0, and at that point we didn't have any context. That first game of the season looked like it was going to be a continuation of last year, but South Carolina been able to flip the script here in 2019-2020. Final seconds here on the South Carolina penalty. Matt Owen back out there now with Parker West. He's going to backhand this one past the right stick there of Farmery. West, center point there in Matt Owen. It's going to spring a break back the other way for Metzger. Metzger on Russell, pulls up, sends one across, a shot there. They sent it wide. Aiken Carter, a wide open net past the glove of Trip Russell. Couldn't beat the 4x6 there. And now curling this one back, a backhand shot there. Taken out here by Avery Pruden. Pruden trying to chase that puck down. Again, he played forward in high school. 32 points. Back for Susquehanna Valley in his last season of high school. Enlisted to play defense here for Alan Sirois and his Gamecocks. Now to the far side. Peak tries to sidestep a man. The App State defenders take over. Following on is Jackal now. Another solid shot. That makes 4 or 5 for him so far in this game. And now Bolger settles a puck down. Taken away from him there. A solid defensive effort by Chase Lukes. Skyler forward, and now it's Carter. On the left side, a shot right on. Trip Russell makes the save. As we speak of shots, the shots were reversed in the penalty box. We've unreversed them, straightened them out through 2 periods. At least until the beginning of this one, South Carolina outshooting App State 32-15. Makes a little more sense than App State outshooting South Carolina by such a margin. So the puck rolls out to the far side. It bounces in the air, wobbles off a few sticks. It's sent back out now. Julian Reese with his buddy Bolger. Across for Bolger, open cage, he pulls up, sends one there, a one-timer looking for Luke Rudman. They had Farmery dancing and swimming in the blue paint as a knuckle puck sent in on goal, easily steered into the corner by Russell. Rudman looking for the hat trick, would have made it a hat trick of hat tricks in this game. And is now brought on by the Ovechtrick himself. Julian Reese sends one across for Bolger. Battling back down, he lost his netting, an open net, a save by the defenseman. They score on the rebound. 4 goals for Julian Reese, 11-3 Gamecocks.
Just adding to the total. That sequence really describes how App State's night has been going. Bolger getting a chance out in front, falls down. It looks like App State has a chance to clear it. And Reese is out in front, takes the first shot, saved by Farmery, and then he slots home the second one. Reese has been on fire tonight and on fire all season for this Gamecock squad.
So 6:37 to go in this one. Another goal for Julian Reese. 14 goals in this one. The second time the Gamecocks have scored 11 against an opponent. And a little bit of time left. They could set a single game record here. They send that one off a shin guard. Goes up into the glass where Joe Collega gets after it. A physical force for South Carolina in this one. Collega listed officially at 5'8". Not afraid to throw his weight around.
Plays bigger than 5'8".
He certainly plays bigger than 5'8". One-time shot by Powderly goes off the goal post. Looked like it moved the net. Bolger gets the only assist on Julian Reese's goal. A bouncing puck held into the line by the Gamecocks. That puck up on edge. Ian Powderly dances with it. Played down by Joe Collega. Sends one on net. Farmery may have made a toe save there. Now in the slot. A save by Farmery again. Denying Ryan McGowan, but he stands up again, and another shot there punched out by Farmery. The rebound goes wide. The net's off, and it was off by a little bit. And then coming over and shoving it off is Carter Metzger to get the attention of the official. Metzger gives it another shove. Has some words for the official. Yeah, that net was clearly off. Metzger doing everyone a favor and letting us know that it is completely off. And the irony of Farmery, the way he plays goal, I don't know, at least I picked up on this. He stays up on the low shots and kicks him out. But then you see him make some of these blocker saves, and he goes down to the butterfly. Which, if you're going to stand up to make a save, okay, that's fine. But if you're going to stand up, you'd think it's for the blocker saves. And if you're going to go down, you'd think it's for the saves down low. But
And most of the shots he's had problems with tonight is standing up, those high shots up towards the mask. He's troubled to secure those, tough rebound control.
And he's not a tall goaltender by any means.
Yeah, no, it's harder for him when he spreads those legs out, does that split, as he's tried to stop the wraparound attempt a couple of times tonight.
Yeah, he doesn't seem to have any trouble down low. He's quite good on the ice, but he elects to stand up on some of those low shots. So Metzger's in the box again. 2 minutes for unsportsmanlike conduct, if I had to guess. Delay of game as Matt Owen sends that one high and wide on another power play opportunity. So out to the center point, it's Pruden again. Down low, one-time shot, Matt Owen. Couldn't get the timing right on that one. So the Mountaineers turn it over. It's Peak in the slot, sends one again. Off the blocker of Farmery. Into the slot intended for Mike Peak there. Comes over near side for Matt Owen. He'll exchange it with Avery Pruden at the point. It rolls up the wall, sent back across there. Burke can't get a good touch on it. He backhands that one through the goal mouth. Maybe in behind the net. So Mike Peak has it out of the corner. Turns one onto the backhand, sends one on goal, and Farmery again the save. 1:06 to go on this power play, 4:35 in the hockey game.
Important to note that this is not the worst loss App State has suffered this year. Lost their opener by a score of 13-1, which is pretty incredible to think how they've bounced back with 5 straight wins up to this point. Started the season 0-2. It will fall to 5-3 after tonight.
Some of these scores through some of the games the Gamecocks have played in App State as well as a point shot. One-timer there Powderly gets stoned. Some of these scores in games that the Gamecocks have played, they look like bad football games. Double digits and a spontaneous countdown here from the crowd. We've still got some time to play. 45 seconds on the man advantage. They send it over for Chad Lazine, fires one there, and it trickles over the goal line. No, it's kept out there. Solid defensive effort by Aiken Carter to deny Chad Lazine. Now a one-timer. Powderly cashes in. 12-3 South Carolina. It's a power play goal.
Powderly will pick up his first goal of the night. He has been very deserving of one. He has worked hard throughout this game. 4 goals on the year for him. That will be his 5th, and that will put him in the double-digit point total as that pass from behind the net right into the slot. He just knocked that one home easily to make this one 12-3 now, and it is getting ugly here at the Plex.
Well, I think we've gone pretty far past ugly, and it begs the question. Alan Sirois held Cam Mecca, Ronan Egan, and Owen Thomas out of the lineup. What would the score be if they had played? But at this point, the Gamecocks just trying to finish strong.
And Mady in his debut will pick up an assist, his first point on the season, replacing Ben Smith.
Michael Peak winds it out wide, sends one in the slot there. Well, they've announced that Ben Smith got the assist. We need an updated roster as McGowan held up there at center ice. Flip back into the backhand down the near side wall. Evan Hoey back to wind things up for South Carolina. $15 goals so far in this one. And a call in behind. We have a penalty. And they're just going to stretch this one out. And now the officials tossed him. Been an active night for Carter Metzger. He's got a goal. He's got a handful of penalties, and he's now been thrown out of this hockey game for something he said. And it looked like the official was beckoning him to the penalty box. He refused to go. Well, that's not going to get you anywhere but tossed from the game.
His 3rd penalty in 7 minutes. It's a pretty impressive feat. So once again, South Carolina will go back to the power play, as now the captain of App State talking to the officials, trying to plead his teammates' case, and that will drop the bench to 13 players now.
As the crowd starts to thin out here, they stayed longer than perhaps anyone would expect. As the score rolled up to 7-3, 8-3, 9-3, 10-3, you start to see fans drop off. But they waited until 11-3 to really start leaving, and now at 12-3, the crowd becomes lean. So serving the penalty is Evan Titring. Metzger's been ejected from the hockey game. Yet again, another unsportsmanlike conduct, according to PA announcer. And now Hoey holds this one in. Another defense quarterbacked power play for South Carolina. Matt Owen looks to be one of the only forwards. That shot goes wide past Peak. So 3 defensemen and 2 forwards. Owen and Peak, the 2. Hoey, West McGowan, the 3. McGowan can't hold that one in on sides, and they'll call it. And at this point, the argument could be made that when McGowan recognized he was offsides, he started to bring it back. Maybe you could let that one go and let the clock bleed out a little bit. No running clock has been established here, and that's one of those things. There's no mercy rule in the ACHA or the NCAA. It's something that the coaches have to agree on, and at some point you would think the coach down by more would say something like, all right, maybe we can get out of here, but no running clock has been instated. So Collega fires that one, snared by the App State goaltender. 2:27 to go in the third, 1:10 on the South Carolina man advantage. Metzger for yet again another unsportsmanlike conduct.
And you have to wonder, Dillon, the ratings for the ACHA, a strange algorithm. Currently the top teams in the South with an 11.5. You have to wonder if goals for factor into that in the space of wins in these games.
Margin of victory for South Carolina in most of their games, typically high, as they send this one out in a cross. South Carolina outscoring their opponents by some considerable margins. They send this one wide. They were averaging up 7-8 goals per game going into the Clemson game. We haven't calculated that one recently. That was another shot fought off there by Farmery. 32 seconds on the South Carolina power play. Hawkins 4 goals tonight, perhaps a fifth in him. A backhand shot there, stopped by Farmery. The rebound. They'll battle for it and throw this one all the way back down to our left. Avery Prudent will have to fight there for that puck with Dan Rose. They'll send it up to Corey Hawkinson. It was Jake Humble, rather, for App State. Now Hawkinson, another backhand shot. Trying to get that ready for Virginia Tech. He's gotten a couple of backhanders off. One of them went in. And it really is, you don't exactly get to appreciate it as much from up here. When you're down on the ice with Hawkinson in practice, you see him try those backhand shots. I mean, he gets some heat on them.
And it's something that he's worked on along with the rest of the team. We've seen those backhanded goals and the wraparound goals throughout this entire season.
We talked about one of the Gamecock assistant coaches, Steve Brochu, coaches one of the high school teams here in South Carolina. He coached Corey Hawkinson back in high school and ironically had to tell him to shoot the puck more. Because he always talked about Hawkinson had one of the best shots on the team growing up, but he never elected to use it. So now back is Hunter Jackal, inside a minute to play here. LaForge plays it far side corner for Tyler Oakley. Played ahead here, the Gamecocks break it back in. Haven't seen Alex Siegfried in quite some time. Now a center ice pass there for Matt Owen. He's gonna try to convert it on the backhand. Farmery may have made a pretty solid glove save there. A sea of bodies in front. Keeps the puck out here, 40 seconds, another face-off for South Carolina in the offensive zone.
And again, Kelly slow to get off the ice. He just lost it there, trying to defend against the Gamecocks. Blew a tire, went to the ground. And a long ride home for him and the rest of the Mountaineers tonight.
It's got to be tough. Johnny Kelly, he's been out here for a long stretch here in this hockey game. The lactic acid starts to build up in your legs, and just moving them at all becomes an arduous task. So now, perhaps the last face-off has been dropped. Hunter Jackal bumped back out into the neutral zone. The puck remains in. Noah Matty on with Matt Owen. Matty notching an assist in his first career game as Hunter Jackal sends down Chase Lukes, and that'll draw a penalty. Jackal goes after Lukes here. Tries to skate away from Matt Owen, goes for a tumble there. Jacques LaForge not afraid to mix it up through the course of this game. The officials probably just going to start tossing guys at this point. I mean, 21 seconds left. What more can you say?
Yeah, Jackal getting roughed up in the corner, trying to keep that puck in. And once he kept his eyes on that man the entire time. Once he saw he got the puck, he went in for him and made a heavy hit. Once again, the clock will stop. 21 seconds to go, but App State will be on the penalty, or the power play again. And Jackal chirping to both the referees and the Mountaineer bench.
Well, we talked about in the early parts of this broadcast about how you couldn't find a nicer guy. Perhaps we have to qualify that. You can't find a nicer guy if you're wearing the same jersey as he is. So now on the power play, a big save by Trip Russell from 20 feet out. He gets the blocker up. Firing this one around is Ryan McGowan. It goes all the way back down. And App State takes over. The clock winds down, and this one's in the books. Final score from Irmo. South Carolina 12, App State 3. Trip Russell picks up win number 5 on the season. The Mountaineers fall to 5-3. They have a long drive home to Boone ahead of them. And South Carolina, a weekend of rest. Only one game this weekend, their second such weekend. They only played Clemson once a week ago. So a long weekend for them. They get some rest, and then they turn their attention to Virginia Tech coming up next Friday. Some new faces in, some old faces took the night off. And the result probably wouldn't have been much different. And really not much to say in this one.
Yeah, absolute blowout here tonight. We'll see if the Gamecocks can carry their momentum into this extended road trip. They outshot the Mountaineers by a score 48-24 tonight. Almost 50 shots on net for the Gamecocks, and whenever you have a night like that, you should go home with a win. And as I said earlier, it's a long trip back to Boone for the Mountaineers.
So the lesson to learn here, I guess, is how to play with the lead, and the struggle becomes for South Carolina when you win games by large margins like this. You maybe start to take teams for granted, so when you see a tough team, you're not exactly ready how to handle it. So the challenge now becomes playing every game, not expecting to see a large margin of victory, but future games remain in the future. Final score here from Irmo, South Carolina 12, App State 3. As we said, Gamecocks improved to 10-1 on the season, and that'll just about wrap things up. We thank you for joining us, ladies and gentlemen. Tune in next week as the Gamecocks travel to play Virginia Tech. For Zach McKinstry and all of us here at the Capital City Sports Network, good night, Carolina, and forever to thee.
You are watching the Capital City Sports Network on SGTV.